Alright, y'all, once human. Selecting a server, about to create a character. My goal is to give a brief overview of the game, mess around with some of the leveling techniques because it seems that getting an early advantage in this game is pretty big. So I'm going to skip through most of this cutscene, watch it if you want to. Essentially, the story, and if you don't want to hear this, mute it real quick. Spoiler alert. It's that you're waking up in a kind of amnesia type state. Don't know where you are, what's going on. Some weird entities are talking to you. Think about 7 Days to Die meets Stranger Things. A lot of the enemies have very Stranger Things feel to them. Like character creation, I don't care about a whole lot here, except for body. And this is kind of different in the game. You want to hover over this icon at the bottom right, which you can usually see from the inventory screen, and look at your weight. You're probably going to want your weight to be between 60 and 90 kilograms. So I suggest getting just under 90 because it's very easy in this game to lose weight and you may end up accidentally losing weight. And like my first character, I had him like at 60 or something. Then I went AFK for a little while. He missed a couple of meals and he was underweight and I had trouble with inventory and everything. So that's the main thing. Of course, like any PvP game, you want to kind of minimize your hitbox, but you also have to pay attention to what that's doing to your body weight. So as you tweak these things, they actually change your weight. So I'm going to try and get 88. That's pretty good. Don't want to spend a ton more time on that. Obviously, customize your character if you want, but already exists. I guess another one of my things. We'll go with that because I'm completely uncreative.
Liquid nitrogen.
Skipping cutscenes. Basic tutorial stuff. Go touch the glowy things. Do what it tells you. That just gave me a code, but it's up there at the top left, 0728. So the idea here, see, I'm already hungry and thirsty, as you can see on the bottom. You're going to loot a lot of stuff in this game, and at first it's like information overload, can feel a little bit overwhelming. So I'm going to try and highlight some of those things as we go. Skipping cutscene, you get your cradle, this backpack, and that kind of like sets you apart from other regular people. A lot of people are going to think you're a mayfly. Another spoiler alert, you're actually think a mayfly, or maybe you're posing as one, whatever. What was I have to do here? Oh, yeah, I have to talk to this thing. So right now, your little bird friend is called V. I'm sure they'll give him a different name, but if there says talk to V, that's who this guy is.
I don't recognize it.
This place isn't house one of
There's he talking about, I don't understand what's going on, where am I?
You have a different work together.
And apparently this raven used to be a human, but his, I guess, body got obliterated. So now Stranger Things, I'm in like the Shadow Realm, going back into the regular world.
Tell me about this thing.
You can
on
hit
my back.
Q,
It's called a cradle.
and I'm using
protects you
default
from stardust
keys for
and
what.
allows
So
you to
Q
channel
to kind of like
certain
pop
powers.
and see
It'll be a vital
the Shadow
tool if you
Realm,
want to
or whatever they
survive.
call it here.
It also
C
contains
is
my
crouch.
consciousness, so try not
Move
to
up and
damage
press
it, okay?
F
Sure.
to backstab.
Do my best.
These guys are annoying because that little
That
camera
was a deviant,
light
a
thing
mutated
on them
human who was infected by
slows you
stardust.
down and damages you, but you can
Stardust?
pick it up
Well,
to then use
when the
it
silver
against
gates opened,
enemies.
Stardust just started.
They're going to need to fix this portion because the same button to loot is the same button to pick up stuff, so you often end up
The
accidentally
majority of
picking
human
up
beings never survived exposure to it.
those things. See, like right now, I'm just trying to loot the chest and it picks this up. So I'm going to throw it over here, face the other way, loot an ammo box. Don't have a weapon yet, but I got some ammo. There it is. I think you start with a knife first. Yeah, you have a basic knife for backstab. Basic food. So, quick overview of that. You have your stamina, your sanity, which you go into certain areas and it starts lowering your sanity, and you have to pop pills or stuff like that to increase your sanity. Hydration levels and food levels, you can see they're both yellow. I'm getting a little bit of a debuff while I have that. This flatbread, if I hover over it, it shows green over my food bar to show where it's going to end up after I eat it. It gives me some energy, but it's also going to decrease my sanity a little bit. It's a little bit of contaminated food. So you can see my health bar down here, got just a sliver of gray there. All right, let's eat some lunch meat. That is clean food, so it's not going to increase my sanity, which decreases your health. It is going to give me a little bit of a buff. You can hover over these type things to see what buffs you have. And let's drink a little bit of boiled water so that I can sprint faster to lower stamina cost. Right. This guy, get the weapon, which I just got some ammo for. I suggest going left first, because if I remember, yep, there's a chest right here. Here in the tutorial, more than any time, you're going to deal with this other world, other realm versus the real realm, or it doesn't come into play nearly as much after this tutorial. And cuts on and off your flashlight. This guy. I looted a wrench a second ago. Melee is great for the first few levels before you get ammo and weapons, but later in the game, you're not going to need it hardly at all.
Non-hostile by the looks of it.
Unless you have like a daily task to kill something with
Do we
melee.
avoid it?
No.
Alright,
Try using your crate.
this is a deviation. You're going to need to collect these throughout the game. More on that later. Spam F to collect it. This one is the butterfly. Oh, there's the actual butterfly you talk to or whatever. Okay, so here, this is where you use that clicking, which is Q, to see what's going on in the other areas.
I want to go home.
You
I
can
wanna
listen to
see
the
my
story,
family.
but I think you get progression as soon as you click in the area. See where it says ripple in time space? Look out for that when you're in the world, because sometimes
The
you can get
origin
extra
entity is
chests
not
and
evil,
stuff like that.
But it
If you
is a
see
threat
that ripple,
humanity must protect itself from.
find out what it's wanting you
The
to click
OE
on and
does not see how
find.
resourceful and resilient
On
we
your
are.
backpack, there'll be like a
But the
little
future
indicator.
belongs to us.
See at the top of the
But
backpack,
it is
top right of the
ours for the
butterfly,
taking.
there's that circle. That thing
But
will
we are
start
capable of
flashing
so
when
much
something is
more.
nearby. I'll
But
try and
first,
point
we
that out
must
at some
fight
other
for the
point.
opportunity, or die trying.
Alright, one of these guys. I want to... Ah! Melee's not that great on zeroing in on stuff. Okay, so I can actually grab his head with F, and it shoots money. So, it's cool. It's useful at very, very, very low levels, but very quickly you're going to find that it is extremely underpowered. It has a limited amount of ammo. I'm just going to go ahead and use it so I don't actually pick it up again. And I'm leaving this area. Alright, another chest. And this whole background setting here is really weird compared to the rest of the game. The rest of the game is more like open out in the world.
Hello,
Talk to the butterfly, she
to hear
calls you
your voice.
Mayfly.
What
Group
does
of
that-
like bounty
Come with me.
hunters, metahumans. Alright, so now she's sending you into this other tutorial area where there's a pre-built base and you've got to defend it from some enemies. They've already got power and turrets set up. There's, when the enemies come, there's going to be a couple of Gatling guns, and it's like super easy mode to win that. I mean, they're just showing you what you can do, what you have. So that sparkling sound you hear in the background, they added that in a few patches ago to let you know when a chest is nearby. Also, when you click this Q button, it highlights stuff that's interactable. Got another weapon. I already looted that. Why is it still showing up? Normally chests don't show up. Alright, there's a note. Oh, I did not want to sit there, but okay, cool. Got the rest. Alright, loot the medical bag. They have the antibiotics activators, which are essentially your heals. That's just the key I'm used to using. Flashlight, I don't need that hot bar because you can just hit N to use that. Tabs up here, there's a lot of tabs. Don't do like me and just skip through them. Look through them, learn them, because there's a lot going on in there. I have essentially two weapons right now, the same pistol, my wrench. Here are your slots for gear. You have 6, helmet, mask, gloves, boots, chest, legs. Your cradle is this backpack. So there's two skill trees here. The one on the right is going to open up as you level and as you get more deviants. These butterflies, there's other things, skulls, jellyfish, whatever. That'll open up and let you get like some big buffs. The memetics or minix, whatever the heck they're calling, this is your main skill trees. Inside there, there's a bunch of stuff you'll use meme points on, for lack of a better term. Blueprints. Right now, those are in a like casino gambling type arrangement, but we've been told they're not going to be there, and there'll be other way to get blueprints to let you unlock stronger weapons. As far as that goes, you can unlock different tiers: green, blue, yellow, purple, yellow, and then you can unlock different stars as you continue to put more into each one. And then once you get a weapon, once you get the blueprint, then you craft the weapon at a different tier range, and then you calibrate it. So there's several ways you can upgrade. Gets a little confusing, but we'll go back into that later. Mods, those get added to weapon and gear and can extremely alter what's going on. The gear discrepancy can be pretty extreme. We had a territory war yesterday, and I was going up against somebody who was obviously a new 50. She kept shooting at me. I'd like dodge out of the way, then bring up my gun, blast her a couple of times, she's dead. Like, it was a pretty big difference if you're really paying attention to your gear. So, on with this.
What is this?
This
More about what's
origin
going on. I don't understand. They talk about, like in The Witcher, the realms collided. Apparently the realms collided
Don't
here,
understand.
and the
find
Shadow
and contain the
Realm
deviation. In
has
doing
kind of
so.
been the one that's won. Most of humanity got ripped apart. All right, deviations. You put your deviations, the butterfly, into these things, and they start to gain power, which lets you unlock a bunch of stuff in here. There's usually a couple of recipes you get from it, and then the items for the recipe are unlocked here. The longer they are in these boxes, the more this deviant power they gain. They have to be quote unquote secured, and each deviant has certain conditions they like. So the butterfly likes soft music, and they like green light. So in this demo base, they've already got green light over it. They've got a piano here, so I can play the piano to create more soft music. Easiest way is just slap a radio down, change it to the classical radio station. Right, I'm not a musician. I'm not even going to begin to try and actually play something useful. I got credit already. Turn on the radio. So here's a bunch of stations, different deviants like different ones. I know this one likes classical, so now I've played it some music. It is happy, it is secured. So if we were out in the normal world, it would gain deviant power. Here in the demo pace, it's not going to gain deviant power. I tried to check that. It doesn't actually do anything. So there's that. All right, you walk up to it and press U to take it back. So I went ahead and got it, and you get another one upon completing this quest in case you forgot this one. So now I'm going to actually have two, which is going to be really good early game because they actually make one of the most useful potions.
Is this deviation? I still don't.
Okay.
It
What's that?
deviant. When you're
Span
Before
through, span
this-
through.
the enemy.
Deviant means zombie or whatever they call them in Stranger Things. I'll go down here, interact with this. It's going to cause the battle to start. Wrong meta state, but I'm in the right meta state. Gives you that weird error. Skip this. Alright, lots of bad guys are coming. You can play around stuff. I suggest using this so you don't waste any ammo. Just pick up the Gatling gun. Headshots are that red damage, white shots regular, and yellow shots are crit. The turrets and flamethrowers will take care of all these little guys running up for the most part. Unless you just want to walk right in front of me, I hope you murder you. Shoot stuff down, not worried about it. Again, this is just teaching the game. There's a mini boss. You'll see those guys a lot later on. They charge up various attacks that do a significant amount of damage. Like that one, I think, just destroyed the power on this first turret. Their laser beams can be pretty devastating in later boss fights. Alright, so this guy has like a radio tower for a head. I know this. Oh, don't grab me. Don't grab me. I'll just interrupt me. They grab you, it like goes into an animation hold. Nothing can harm them, nothing can hold you. You spam up to get out of it. There's that. He's dead. Anybody drop anything worth looting? I could go ahead and... Yay! Harvest with a rock! Harvest more with a rock! We'll get to the crafting in a minute. I think there was actually... It might have gone away, but I think there's actually something out here I was supposed to loot before that fight. Some extra ammo, but whatever. Hey, now this guy's here.
You have done. Now, remember,
Are you coming with us?
for now, though you're
Where do we start?
Alright, so now we're going to jump into the Valheim section of the game. You've already seen the giant black bird. This exit right here is really weird. It doesn't really fit. Alright, so you'll start by flying in. You'll be using the Raven to glide down. Later on, you'll get a potion called Wings that lets you glide. That's from this butterfly deviant that you get the materials and formula to make that. You're going to want wings on all the time because the ability to glide is going to save your knees from breaking at all times because short falls will hurt you. This guy. Alright, so now I'm actually in the world. I want to land here because there's something I want to grab from there. So those talent points, most of them you get from leveling up, but there are some that you can get from various spots in the world. I would have my map pulled up, but I've got my OBS on another screen. Actually, you know what? I think I will pull the map up. So. This interactive map is actually really useful. Zoomed into the right area. Okay. Now I can press spacebar to let go of this guy and press spacebar again. Right now, I don't think you can run out of stamina on this first drop, but later on in the game you definitely can run out of stamina. It takes a long time, but you can. Alright, so it wants me to talk to V, which is this guy.
We made it.
Really?
Yeah, we made it. We're in the real world.
Just realize, let's not get ahead of Mike, but if you can contain.
So there's a
Oh, yeah.
lot of
Speaking of
intro
which, set up
quests
a
you
journey.
can do and like side tasks. Do them. They will give you additional rewards. So you're going to want to do them. Why can't I harvest that tree? Okay, let's harvest this one. Okay. See, journey complete. You'll complete a lot of journeys for doing all the basic stuff. It's largely to introduce you to different mechanics and things like that. I'll pull up that window in a minute here. So not a rock around here to harvest. Berries, gather those. Meat, I'm not worried about gathering meat yet because I don't really have any useful cooking recipes yet. Okay, this area, I had it marked. You can easily mark stuff on your maps. See this purple thing? I'm going to touch it. It's going to move. And then it's going to spawn somewhere else nearby. Up there. It's like a little mini game. You go around touching them until they spawn the chest. What is that that just popped up? Alright, so see, I get energy link, which is like your currency. The meme point, which is what I really came here for, and then a formula. Alright, so now I still need to gather. I'm going to head over here to this town. So, most towns are going to have a series of collectible to-do list things that when you complete them, you get increased rewards, and some of them you just have to do to advance in progression. Alright, so what I'm doing, I'm running around, snapping my finger, stuff that highlights, I can just hit F and grab it from a distance, which is actually really useful for collecting things. See, there's something purple up there. Jump. Can I get up there? Yes. See, that's what was glowing. Storage chest. All this junk that I'm looting can be disassembled into actual useful crafting stuff. Okay, let me see. I think have they given me a potion yet? No. Early on in the tutorial, they give you a potion of wings. And I'm so used to having it on, I keep jumping off stuff higher than I should and trying to glide. I put my weapon away to make gathering quicker. Basic rock, get basic pebble, and make the tutorial
How bad do
advance.
things get when this Rosetta Corporation opened those gates?
Build a
It got real
campsite
The death
using
toll
logs
alone
and
was
gravel.
unfathomable. They called it
Too close to
Starfall.
stronghold, you can't build
Far
like
too
right up
pretty a
on a
name for what
stronghold.
actually happened.
These are
Today,
used
it's
as
still
respawn points.
But those who survived are
Actually
trying to build
useful
new
in
lives.
wars, so you can respawn
Mayflies,
at different areas
you
around
and
the
I,
war.
we were trying to help when and where we could.
You're hardly going to use it for crafting except right here at the beginning. There's like the only food I can make. So you start the queue, you can queue up to 5 things. Got my pickaxe, that's going to advance that quest. Food. And obviously there's a lot more recipes you can learn later on. Alright, open my cradle. This is the thing I showed you earlier. These are your skill trees. You've got 5 basic tabs up here for different things. Territory terminal, that's going to let me build my basically base claiming and then the basic structures, walls and things of that nature. Securement facility, that's where I can store the deviant, but I won't be able to do that just yet because I don't have the materials. Doors, lamps, storage, definitely need that soon. Here is infrastructure, your smelting furnace and your disassembly bench. Both of those will need to be needed very early on. However, I suggest go ahead and go clear a town. Gather some materials along the way. Now you've got a little axe, so gather some wood, gather some copper, go clear a town so that you have some basic materials, then start on your base. I'm still testing what are the best ways to level, but so far that seems to be the best. Early on. So as you level up, you'll get better tools, which gather more per swing. Like so, each of these nodes you'll be able to hit 5 times, but once you get a tungsten pickaxe, you'll be able to gather a whole lot more. Same axe is used for trees and for rocks. You'll need a lot of wood early game for the actual wood and for making charcoal. Alright, so go ahead and drink some boiled water. That's easy enough to make. We'll do that in a little bit. Alright, so I'm in my town. I have my little map pulled up. Let's see, did it pop up yet? Yeah, there it is. Explore Thoroughville. That's a weird name, but you see it wants a mystery chest, me to kill 9 enemies, and me to loot a couple of crates. So that's fine, that's easy. Later on you'll have to kill elite enemies, more enemies. So I've got my map on the other screen, so I can just mark where I want to go. I'm not happy. Am I using my stupid pickaxe? That does like no damage. Shoulder block. Melee's fine early on. I'm trying to save my ammo for anything I need to hit at range. Come on, jump in. That must be one of those chest head things. Briefcase head. But I get acid. Acid you're going to need a ton of. It is definitely going to be one of the bottlenecks until you get a territory. Oh, that's a mimic. No, they don't call them mimics. Missed my dodge roll. But these are essentially mimics. Like when you walk up to it, it looks like a refrigerator. So that, I will pop. Alright, so there's my basic attack. In the tutorial, it would have shown you how that you need to press E to power up your weapon, do a lot more damage. Also, powering up your weapon automatically refills it, so super useful in PvP. You're going to do most of your damage, significant amount more damage when you have it charged up. Got all this stuff. That noise was one of those guys spot me, and they like call all the enemies in on you when they spot you. I accidentally clicked somebody's flower. Those are so annoying. You can't even see the flower right now, but it's there. You can like leave messages for other players. I really wish it was a different button. It can get very annoying. I accidentally clicked one of those without meaning to. See, like I didn't mean to click on it again. This does like an AoE, so I'm grabbing his light head. It damages and stuns. Those little spiders explode when they die. So I just send right next to them. Early on, those are like super powerful against these level 2s, but after like level 10, you're never going to want to pick one up again. Alright, let's see. I know the next one's right in the middle of town. I've got my main quest right there. I'll examine that machine, that's right. Oh, hey! Gear chest, so that'll get me my other credit for weapon and gear chests. I'll go ahead and grab this wish machine, then go backwards and get the mystery chest.
Come in here! I've been waiting a long time for you! Outside there!
So the wish machines are the gambling machines. We've been told it's not going to be pay to win, but these machines concern me. Right now, this is where you get your blueprints from, but they said that's not going to be the case. Power, whatever this is, right here next to it. Come on, interact with it. Okay. Okay, so advance that quest. We'll get to that later. Cut my light off. There is an auto run button. Currently it's set to the equals key. And my next chests are at the top of this thing. Come on. Come on. Oh, there's some antibiotics. Always want to get those chests. Those little medical bags. Okay, got him before he could do his little call out, so not to get attacked by everything in the area. Another weapons chest. There's storage chest in this. And here's the mystery chest. They're covered in vines. They usually have some decent rewards. I got blast blueprints, and I also got a key. These will be used for the final portion of the zone. Here's a furniture thing I looted earlier. Access cards. Those will be used later. Stardust Source, you're going to need a ton of this. Use this to upgrade your weapons and as a currency to buy certain things. Once you have a territory, though, you can get that in bulk. Storage chest. Okay, so I've cleared this little area. I'm double checking my map. See if there's anything else I need in the immediate area. Alright, I'm going to go here to get my next nomadic point. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it. Alright. Around level 10, you'll get a motorcycle, which makes travel tons easier. Probably also going to go ahead and drop a base here in just a minute, so I can go ahead and craft a crossbow. Crossbows are super useful because oftentimes you can one-shot some enemies of your level, and you can recover your ammo. Now, if you miss, you can't recover, obviously, but usually when you hit something, you can run over the body and it auto picks up that ammo that you just shot. As of right now, you can move your base, so I'm not going to worry a super lot about where I'm putting it. Your base can also be used as a fast travel point, so you can travel from anywhere in the world back to your base. There's like a 10-minute cooldown on it. And you can fast travel from your base to teleportation towers. I think I've unlocked it. I know I haven't unlocked it yet, but I don't think it's really near here yet. Lots of deer through here. I don't really need to hide yet. Might need a little bit for crafting some gear. That's not a resource you use a ton of. Yeah, I should probably actually run to town, like the NPC town next. But, oh well. There's daily quests you can get. You can get daily quests from all the NPC towns. The first 6 you do of the day, you get extra rewards from. So I suggest going to the highest level town you have unlocked every day and doing those. Especially as you're leveling. It gives XP and it gives currency. Might be fast forwarding through the gathering of rock, but I'm not going to spend too long doing that. Let's see. Should be getting close enough to do everything I need to do initially. You can't build on roads. And you want to find somewhere flat, because you can move your base, but if you build it like some weird angles, you're not going to be able to really move it. Alright, so I place that down, then I'm going to right click, and I'm going to start building up a basic base. A 4x4 should be plenty, and really inside you only need a 2x4. I do that extra space because I'm going to need a garage eventually. Alright, so I can unclick off this, escape, stop it, target this, F to move that, so I can then replace that. So there's my basic structure. Right. Throw up some walls. Building's a little wonky, but it's not bad. And as I'm doing this, I'm getting credit for a lot of things in those journals. I gotta unlock a door. Wrong menu. Cradle. Alright, Alright, so there's door. I need level 4. I know how to get level 4 real quick. I'm going to go over to this journal. While we getting all this stuff, I mean, you drink water. You eat food. Chop a tree. Gather ore. Build a camp. Craft a pickaxe. Use the pickaxe. And then don't forget to also click this one at the top once you've completed the whole section of it. So that gives a lot of XP, a lot of crafting materials. I just placed my territory. I laid a foundation. I unlocked the bench earlier and the smelter. The bed. I looted something else. So periodically check through here when you're leveling up. There will be a lot of stuff to get. Did I not unlock doors? Oh, I need to level 4. That's right. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to unlock doors. Early on, it's only like 1 point to unlock stuff. I'm going to go ahead and unlock storage chests. I have a place to dump stuff. I'll go ahead and unlock roofs because it protects your stuff. I want to go ahead and get a copper pickaxe because it's now let me gather more efficiently. It also lets me make those copper arrows. Unlock a basic workbench for weapons, one for armor. How many points up? 4. I know I'm going to have a quest here soon. Unlock the synthesis bench. This is where you craft your healing stuff. Fortification is not going to do that yet. Don't need that yet. Cooking, I will have an early quest to make a cooking stove, a meat dryer, and gather water. Fishing, I don't have enough points for it, but I can knock out a few extra things with that in a little bit too. So I just unlocked a ton of stuff. I'm going to throw down a door. And then let's start with some facilities. Here's all your crafting stations, and yes, there are a lot. Basic crafting station. I want to go ahead and get a furnace down so I can start smelting ASAP. I don't have enough gravel. Let's see. Can I make, or do I need smelted? I need smelted copper. So let me go ahead and go grab just a little bit more so I can get stuff going. I'm not going to harvest just rock. Yeah, you can get more rock from the pure rock, but I'm going to need this copper anyway. So as long as I'm out here gathering, I might as well gather the actual copper. Berries. Respawn. Trees, rocks, plants, most plants at least, respawn super fast. And by super fast, I mean like you move a certain distance away, turn around and come right back and it's there again. It's like I could literally harvest this copper, go to the other side of my base, run back, and it's probably going to have all just appeared again. Now I don't know how that exactly works when there's multiple people in the area, but I know if you're solo, you can just like run around a tight circle around your base. You know, that's in a decent place with the materials you need, and usually get everything. You saw my base was telling me it's decaying. I'll show you that in just a second. You have to keep materials in your base to prevent it from decaying over time. That mechanic, I think, is largely in place to prevent there being 5,000 structures from people who aren't even playing the game anymore. So I interact with this. Maintain and repair 2 separate tabs. As your base takes damage, you can repair, but for now, here's all I need for daily consumption. I don't want to put a ton of this in there because I just gathered it for other purposes, but at least now it'll stop fussing at me. I can get G for the vault. When a chest gets destroyed, everything gets dumped into your vault. That's actually a really nice feature rather than just dropping on the ground. I want to get that smelter going. Probably gonna build 2 actually get going, but I need more wood. Blast it. Ah. I'm trying to show the game and not spend too much time out here chopping trees and everything, but I guess that's part of it. I'll try and cover other topics as we go. Weapons right now, primary weapons that people have been using are the SMG and the assault rifle. I kind of favor the SMG. There's one that you can get fairly easy at in-game called the Devo. And with a shrapnel build, you can do a ton of damage. And shrapnel, basically when your bullet hits something, it like hits other parts of it, and the cumulative damage adds up really, really fast. So until you can get like a really powerful assault rifle, that Devo at in-game is going to be your best bet. Some people really like the sniper rifle who don't want to get up close and personal. I generally run around with my SMG and the crossbow. Crossbow I'm mainly using for PvE. Like I said a little bit ago, you can one-shot most enemies with a good crossbow and recover that ammo. So it's very resource efficient. I mean, your weapons take damage over time, but the crossbow takes a long time to take any significant amount of damage. SMG, on the other hand, you can actually go through that pretty quick. Right. A little bit more wood. I can also build a disassembler, which I can probably get a lot of these materials I need from just assembling stuff. So let me go plop that down next. See those rocks I've mined are already back. I bet if I look across the way, yep, those are there already back. So first thing I'm going to do is get this disassembly bench up. That's going to be like the first thing you do when you run into your base, is chunk all this stuff in here. There's a select all, hold, disassemble, and now it's giving me all these different parts. Extra weapons I don't need. I do have a couple of mods. Let's go and apply this to the melee weapon just to show you. Go to gear, click on the melee weapon, right click on it, mod, add that mod, so that's going to add some damage. Mods do get very powerful later on in the game, so you're definitely going to pay attention to that. Alright, burn logs for charcoals in my journal, so I just did that. Once you collect it, you get the XP and the quest advancement. It wants me to smelt copper ingots once. So just for quest purposes, I'm going to queue up one of each of these. But now I actually need a lot more of this, so I'm going to queue a bigger stack. So those are popping up. Let me go ahead and grab those rewards. Build a disassembly bench. Disassemble something. Build a furnace. Smelt 1 copper. Smelt 1 charcoal, 1 glass. Unlock storage. Build storage. Place something in storage. Build bed. Sleep in bed. I can knock those out really quickly to go ahead and again get some more fast XP. Throw this over here out of the way. Lay down in it. This is going to recover both health and make that sanity meter go back down. So it's good to do that. Save your meds when you can. Later on in the game, you can get a bathtub that does that same thing faster. And you also get an upgraded bed, which does it really, really fast. While I'm looking at that, my character's thirsty. Got to pay attention to that. I don't have any water yet. My weight is 77 kilograms. Have I already lost weight? I thought I started at 88. Make sure I keep my health topped off. Charcoal there is almost done, so while that's finishing, a little bit of a lag there, but let's see, I'll put the chest right here. Let's move this thing out of the way too. Alright, so place the chest, store an item, so store all your materials in here. It just makes things a whole lot easier. And once you have stuff in there, you can hit H to merge any items that you have in here into there. Ammo that I don't need, I'll deal with that later. Okay, so I get to collect all those. Again, grabbing XP pretty quick. And that currency. Architect. I got a controller. So controller you use to get certain special loot chests at the end of the dungeons. You'll have a limited number of those, and you want to do everything you can to collect more controllers for later in the game when you're going to be limited on how many things you can get. Alright, craft a pickaxe, craft a flask, use a flask. And I'm going to collect this charcoal so that I can then... I'm just going to do a few at a time so I can actually make some stuff. Glass, more. So early on you do burn through some materials. I bet I need wood. Yep. Alright, so while that stuff's cooking, I'm going to go chop a little bit more wood. Again, I know this isn't the most exciting part of the game. So what other menus? Achievements, I don't think there's any tangible rewards for those. I don't think there's any for collections either, so I'm not as worried about those. It's going to want me to craft some armor and weapons here in a minute. Build a stove, that's why when I unlocked all that stuff. Tasks, these are your quests. Right now I just had the very basic stuff. I have to talk to my little V guy again. Map. There's the starter town over there. Excuse me. Discuss territory.
Good job setting up our territory.
It's nice to have a...
Maybe
It's
based
not
on
our
what we
territory.
discovered.
I
No,
hope
it's
so.
not.
So,
Leave me alone.
if I remember,
Sounds
I
inviting.
wouldn't go expect.
He's weird. Alright, so now it wants me to go and defeat the end boss of the area. I'm not going to do that yet, though. Also, I think I need 2 of those coins I showed you a little bit ago, so I have to clear at least one more town in the area. You level up super fast early on, so you're not going to clear all the towns in the area. You may go back later to get those nomadic points or something, but you'll definitely out-level the 1 through 10 content before you get to all of it. It's halfway in the game. If you have any specific questions about the game, leave me a comment or something. I have played a fair bit of it at this point, done a lot of territory wars, things of that nature. You can control up to 10 territories, you and your war band. So I guess I'll explain how that works. So the game is set up around working together in small units called hives. Up to 4 players can be in a hive together. And then hives can join a war band. So like our guild, Fist in the Empire, we have several hives that work together, largely based around playtime schedules. You know, want people to be on at the same time, because there's some stuff you do that you get hive credit for, but other people can't. Like if you're doing what's called purifying an echo stone, everybody in your hive can get credit for that, but if somebody else is in the party that's not a part of your hive, even if they're in the war band, they don't get rewards. At least last time we tested it, we didn't. So again, this is all beta content and my own impression, so don't take it as gospel truth. War bands can have up to 10 different territories on the map, and those are separate from your personal base and your hive base, and those are where you set up your defensive structures on and have PvP wars. You can control it to 10, and when you go to declare war, your controlled territories plus the ones you're declaring war on can't reach more than 10. So if you have 6 territories, you can only declare on 4 territories as war. And you bid on territories, so you don't know if you're going to get that war or not. There's a whole bidding system where the bids end at a certain time, and whoever bids the highest gets to attack that territory. That's probably a little bit more in detail, later game mechanics I won't get into right at the moment. But just kind of letting y'all know some of the stuff that's out there. Once you control a territory, you can set up stuff to automatically farm resources for you. That Stardust stuff that lets you then convert it into acid or rubber or whatever it is you need at the time. Alright, so let's see. What's finished here? Alright, so some of my copper's already finished, so I go ahead and craft that pickaxe, which is going to help me gather stuff much more efficiently. We'll get a flask that lets me gather water. I'm going to save my copper, but I do want some copper arrows soon. See, I'm just trying to knock through some stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and need some glass to make my weapon station. Or whatever that was. Yeah. There's armor. I was crafting some glass, wasn't I? No, I was out of material. Get rid of my charcoal. Okay. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and go run over to that town. Knock out the stuff that I need to do there. And then come back and a lot of that stuff will be done craft. I'm going to equip this instead of that one. And then I'm going to disassemble that old one because I don't want to use it anymore. I could disassemble it. I'll just discard it. And leaves it in a bag on the ground. Run there. Let's open up some more menus while running. You can make different, obviously, types of ammo. I got sniper rifle ammo, but then there's different tiers like copper ammo, steel, tungsten. Task, and those are your basic quests. I'm going to grab these while I'm running. It's good use of time. Achievements, again, I don't think those really matter a whole lot. Early on, you start with your test subject gear, but you're going to make a set of gear that has set bonuses on you. It lets you harvest and gather faster, so make sure that you're maximizing your bonuses from your gear pieces and don't have such a mismatched set that you're not getting any of those bonuses. Now, I'm going to make one of these submachine guns pretty soon here. Almost to the town.
Good.
Hey, Caps, jumping in on my stream here?
Oh, I didn't know what you're streaming. What are you streaming?
Well, actually, I'm not streaming. I'm making a video going over some of the basics. What are your best tips for a noob in this game?
We're talking about Once Human?
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing that I didn't realize early is how important all the dailies were. You can go back a level and do the dailies before, but just making sure those dailies getting done were huge points of experience.
Good call. Good call. Alright, there's my wings potion. I told y'all we got it early. I'm just going to go ahead and apply that now because I'm so used to having it. Canned fruit gives a buff and hydration, so I'm not thirsty anymore. This guy, your basic type of vendor. Some vendors have better items than others, and there's like a daily limit or weekly limit. So a lot of those things that have the limits, you're often going to buy them out of. I'm not doing any of that right yet, though. This guy is where you get your daily tasks from. Go ahead and select them all. A lot of these you're just gonna do as you play. Always try to remember to backstab somebody, hunt 2 animals. So that's really all I can do right here for right now. I'll go ahead and unlock this teleportation tower.
Anything?
Oh, she pulled me into a cutscene.
Still, I'm.
Oh, that's because I went ahead and interacted
ran
with
into
that
a lot
wish
of-
machine,
That's not
so I
it.
went ahead and
Deviation.
started that
You
quest.
see
She
that
would have
it's
given me the
not
quest to go
strange.
there,
I don't
but
know,
I
but
had
I
already
said,
gone.
you
so
know.
I
A family
instead.
business.
I mean, they were.
You mean,
You should.
wait.
Well, I'm just thinking.
So I got her quest, go do that. And there's the teleportation. I don't have anything else unlocked yet, but that would let me teleport. Also, if you're playing with friends, I picked a server, but it puts you into a world. See at the top right it says World 4? I can hit G and switch to other worlds within the server. So basically just instances of this same server. Again, for clutter purposes, I'm sure. Something else I want to knock out while I'm here. I'm going to need to gather water. One, just because I need it. And two, for some of those seasonal quests. So I know there's water right around here. And there's also a crocodile that spawns here, so I can go ahead and get my credit for that. I have to kill 2 of them, so this will be one. Crocodiles deal a little bit of damage early on. I mean, I'm basically naked at this point. Let's see. There you are. So even getting those headshots, he's taking a lot. Take him dive. Oh, didn't dive. I can gather his meat, but it's not going to do me a lot of good yet. Alright, so I'm going to hit my hotkey over the water. To gather this dirty water, I'll have to boil it to make it drinkable without giving me a loss in sanity. I suggest going ahead and using about half your flask to get water here. Save the other half for when you're near some seawater, because you can use salt water to boil it to get salt. That town will be where I go to do that. I'm actually glad I didn't clear that town up to the northwest near that little base I set up, because that's the one I have to go to for this quest. I was out of order. Alright, we'll go ahead and stop this and get back to it. Guess I should have picked that up while I was in there. Now, if I was really an overachiever, I'd edit this video and take out the running between stuff. Oh, I missed that inquire button. So now I'm going to teleport back to my base. Check on these things I had cooking. Let's see. I want a weapons bench. Need more glass. I think I will cut from here and go farm for a minute, get some materials.